Good afternoon. My name is Saeed Goodman, and what I'm going to talk to you today about is how to improve leadership. Pretty much a recommendation on how to improve leadership. Now, my experience with leadership, one is that I got 11 years current naval military experience, and two, I'm working on my second year with Army civilian leadership experience. Now, to kind of jump right into it, what we're going to do is we're just going to break down the leadership structure and kind of expose it for the deficiencies that are evident within its system. And then what we're going to do is we're going to propose a couple of solutions that could kind of make vast improvements to the market, thus getting us a better product at the end point of our projects. So to start off, what we're going to talk about now, we're going to talk about leadership objectives. Now, when everybody thinks about a leader, they look at that leader as your guiding light. The leader is the guy who's responsible for solving problems, making sure that everything is running smoothly out on site. Leaders are also responsible for motivating team members. A lot of times, you don't have a lot of self-motivated people out on the site, a lot of self-starters. And sometimes you got to get that leader to just kind of build that motivation up within its players in a project. Also, the leader might be responsible for the risk management program that's evident in the project. Now, risk management is very important because by doing risk management, the leader is one, looking further ahead, looking ahead at the future potential problems that could slow the project down or impede these guys' progress. So what he's going to do, he's just going to look ahead, he's going to look around, find some of the risks that are associated with the project, and he's going to try to eliminate those risks before they even become a problem. Now, some of the deficiencies that we face within our leadership today as we move through the process of the project, some of the leaders tend to get prideful. They're not open to any incoming suggestions. They're not communicating with the wide variety of leadership that's on the field because they feel as though they know it all. You also have leaders who become neglectful. You got leaders out there who, who push an activity past the point where it's not only affecting just the company, but it can also cause serious risk to the personnel that are on the project site. And not only the project site, but some of the equipment that's out there, which thus can cause lost time, delays, and a whole nine. And then you're looking at poor communication. Leaders tend to communicate badly. The way they communicate is different from the way people communicate out in the field. And a lot of times that gets misinterpreted along the way. Sometimes it just doesn't even get communicated at all. You'll have leaders talk amongst each other, but they don't get the correct word or the correct information down to the field level in which these guys are understanding. And that little disconnect can really cause an array of problems. Now, some of the outcomes of some of these deficiencies is substantial losses. Now, when I say substantial losses, I'm talking about losses in materials, losses in time, losses in resources, losses in manpower. Some of this neglect, some of this pride, some of these poor communication can cause man to get hurt. It can cause us to put in the raw materials in which we got to pull all of that out and put new materials in, thus wasting time. It's a process that's just ongoing. Another outcome is poor employee relations. As the field level workers are not feeling comfortable about the job and they're not feeling comfortable about the leadership, now it's becoming a little more standoffish. And they're coming standoffish with each other. Tensions are rising. People are not understanding what's going on. And, you start to get that rift in which everybody begins bumping heads. So you kind of want to keep a lookout for that as well. Delays, as we talked about before, delays. If we have to redo some work, or we're not hitting our mark, or we're not leading our team to hit those marks, what happens is the project becomes delayed. Once that project is delayed, now we're looking at liquidated damages on the end part because the owner or the client is trying to get into his building or get on his highway or whatever the project is. We've delayed that, which can be substantial in finances. And then you're also looking at national trend setting. You may have a leader who's working a project in which he used a lot of unsuccessful methods to complete the project. However, everybody's always concerned with the end part of the project. And once the project is completed, all the bad feelings and the negative vibes all go away and everybody's happy and go on their merry way. Well, what happens is sometimes that leader goes on to the next company and he implements he addresses or he asserts those methods to the new parent company, and it's up to the parent company to decide yes or no if they're going to use it. And if they decide yes, now you've had that trend from the previous company set up in the new company, and those methods are going to continue to roll on, and somebody else might catch on to it and take it somewhere else. So that's what we talk about when we say trend setting. Now, how do we fix it? Well, I got some solutions that might solve the problem, might not, but it's always worth a try. Now, first off, what we want to do is we want to start by maybe increasing the penalties, making the penalties more stringent. Maybe we want to increase fines. Create a national website where we, post a lot of these ethical, some of these poor ethical leaders on there, so that way it carries with them throughout their career. Maybe we want to increase exposure. Let the local media see what's going on. Let the local townspeople see what's going on in these projects. They should see what type of people are making what type all kinds of decisions on their in their local neighborhood. And also training, leadership development training. Now this item right here can be very expensive. Getting your leaders in for this training. However, it could save you a lot of money in the long run by having your leadership attend maybe yearly leadership development training as a professional development unit, as you would for professional certification. Could be paramount. It would always make sure that they would always remember what those core values of being a leader is. And then establishing a better communication plan. Now, of course, we have a communication plan in progress, but we might want to expound upon what we already have and make it more successful, so that way the people down in the field are communicating with the people up in the office. So those are some solutions that we can look at in terms of kind of getting a grip on this deficient leadership. Now, the outcomes of some of these solutions can be great. One, increased revenue. Everybody loves increased revenue. Now, how do you increase revenue? By saving on materials, saving in time, saving in resources, and finishing early. All of this puts more money back in your pocket. However, it allows you to put even more money back in your pocket because you've now increased your reputation, and now people want to give you more contracts because you're a reputable company now, and your employees have increased morale. So they're going around spreading the word saying, hey, this company right here is a great employer. Come work for us. And with that word of mouth, that reputation, and that that increased revenue, that's going to generate business for your company, put smiles on a lot of faces, and get a lot of people moving. So my final thought is, if you can control the source, you can control the risk. Thank you.